In this book, we're heading to southern Sudan, where two young lives, years apart, are about to start these incredible journeys that will push them to their absolute limits. We're kicking things off with the very first chapters of A Long Walk to Water. Okay, here's what we are going to learn about in this part of the story. We will follow two different characters, Salva and Nya, and see how their lives connect in surprising ways. First, we will look at Salva's peaceful life before war suddenly changes everything. Then, we will learn about Naya and the long, difficult walk she takes every day just to get water for her family. Finally, we will see Salva forced to run away from danger and discover how he ends up completely alone. Oh, let's begin. Our story starts with two children who are both 11 years old and living in southern Sudan. But there is an important difference between them. They live more than 20 years apart. Even though they live in different times, their lives are shaped by the same challenges, the hot, difficult land and the daily struggle to survive. In 1985, we meet Salva. He is an ordinary 1-year-old boy going to school, but his life is about to change completely. Then, in 2008, we meet Naya. Her daily life is focused on one difficult job, walking a long distance to find water for her family. Now let's take a closer look at Salva's life before the war begins. This is important because we get to see what his world was like before everything changed. Right now, Salva's life feels normal and peaceful. That is what makes the changes later in the story feel so sad and heartbreaking. Salva's life is actually happy and comfortable. His father is an important and respected judge in the village, and Salva is lucky because he gets to go to school. But the things Salva loves most are the simple parts of life. He enjoys taking care of the family's cattle, spending time with his brothers, and roasting meat over a fire together. These peaceful moments show the happy life Salva has before the war begins. This quote really shows how simple and peaceful Salva's life was before the war. When Salva thinks about going home, he's excited about having a bowl of fresh milk to fill his empty stomach. That is his biggest worry at the moment, being hungry after school. This helps us see how normal and innocent his life is right now. He is thinking about food, family, and home, not danger or survival. That is why the changes that come later in the story feel so shocking and heartbreaking. And just like that, everything changes. In an instant, that peace is just gone. Then suddenly, everything changes. Gunfire explodes right outside Salva's school. One moment, the students are sitting in a normal class. The next moment, there is panic and chaos everywhere. The war is no longer far away. It has arrived right outside Salva's school, and his world changes in an instant. The teacher's warning is very important. He tells the children to run into the bush, not toward their homes. Why? Because the fighting is happening near the village. Going home could be dangerous. The children's best chance to survive is to run away from the gunfire, even if it means leaving behind everything familiar to them. In that moment, Salva must leave the safe life he knows and run into the unknown. Oh, man, I would be so scared. Now, let's jump forward to 2008 and look at Naya's life. For Nya, danger does not come suddenly like gunfire. Instead, her struggle is quieter, but it happens every single day. Her challenge is finding water, something her family needs to survive. Even though it may seem like an ordinary task, it is difficult, exhausting, and very serious. So where Salva's crisis was this sudden, violent event, Nia's struggle is this slow, grinding daily reality. Every morning, Nia spends hours walking just to get water for her family. The trip is long and painful. Her world is filled with the burning heat, the endless walking, and sharp thorns hurting her feet along the way. For Naya, survival is not one big scary moment. It is a difficult routine she must face every day. And this bit with the thorn, it's such a small detail, but it tells you so much about her. It's not some big dramatic scene, right? But it shows you how tough she is, this quiet strength she has. She gets this sharp pain, but does she cry or stop? Nope. She just sits down and figures out how to get it out by herself, alone. That one little moment shows you everything you need to know about the strength she has to have every single day. All right, let's jump back to 1985. Salva is running. He's just one person in a huge crowd of strangers, totally cut off from his family, his home, literally everything he knows. And these three questions are just bouncing around in his head over and over again. Where are we going? Where is my family? When will I see them again? It's like a constant rhythm to his fear. He's just walking, getting carried along with this crowd, and all he has are these terrible questions that he knows have no easy answers. Salva's first day during the war feels confusing and terrifying. Everything happens so fast. He begins running away in the afternoon. Later that evening, he feels a little hope when he finds people from his village. But that hope disappears quickly. The next day, rebel soldiers stop the group and force the men to join them. That night, Salva and the others sleep in a barn, feeling frightened and unsafe. The war has completely changed his life in only a short time. Then comes a very frightening moment for Salva. A soldier points a gun right at his chin and looks closely at him. But instead of taking him, the soldier says Salva is still just a boy and not useful to the rebels. Then the soldier tells him to leave. Salva survives not because he fought back or escaped on his own, but simply because of the soldier's decision in that moment. This scene shows how dangerous and uncertain life during war can be. Sometimes survival depends only on luck. So after that awful sleepless night in the barn, Salva wakes up and his absolute worst fear has come true. He opens his eyes and the barn is empty. Everyone is gone. That tiny bit of comfort he had, being with people from his village, his last connection to home, it just disappeared in the night. And the chapter ends on this line, they had left him. He was alone. Wow, it's such a powerful cliffhanger, right? It leaves you with this one huge question that's going to drive the whole rest of his journey. How on earth is a 1-year-old kid supposed to survive this all by himself?
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.